Welcome back to our weekly Airdo builds. So I've been thinking a lot about Ghostbusters, and I started off with a logo, and then I made this Stay-Puft Marshmallow Man. But this week we're going to be making a Slimer. So he's pretty easy to build. He's lumpy. He just uses a lot of greens and yellows for like the eyes, and then reds for the mouth. He's got little teeth and all, so pretty easy to make. Let's get started. So I'm going to grab from our air dough bucket some greens and yellows, and depending on how big you want to make them, it's going to dictate how much dough to grab. So I saved a little white dough first for the eyes later, as well as the yellow, and then I just kind of mushed everything together. And what we're trying to do is not quite mix it all the way, so it kind of gets this cool like marbly texture. It's going to be pretty cool. So just knead it, but not too much. Cool, and we started off by making the arms. So just kind of roll some dough into a long, little snaky thing. And his arms are pretty skinny, so just roll. Alright, make sure they're somewhat even. Again, this one was pretty easy because since he's kind of made of slime, you don't really have to make everything perfect. So the reason we're starting off with the arms is that this way we can kind of push the arms aside and as we work on everything else, and that way it kind of starts drying into its shape, and it'll kind of hold that shape. So we got the palms, and now we're gonna make little fingers. So just roll out some more dough. And so we're gonna kind of get these fingers pretty thin, and then kind of cut everything into somewhat even sizes. And then just start plopping the fingers in. I find this is the easiest way to make hands. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know, but hands are pretty hard. So I'm gonna do some more fingers, and then these will be ready to go. And you can kind of rearrange the fingers in any way if you want them to, have some sort of expression in there. You can gripping his fists or whatever. All right, so got the hands out of the way. Now we are gonna make his body. So the way I approached this was I thought that he kind of looks like just a bunch of lumpy discs stacked on top of each other, like a really wobbly cake. So I just split up the dough into like four like chunks, and then I kind of just made little lopsided blobs. So something like that. So he's gonna look like he's kind of coming out of the ground or whatever. So you're gonna want to lump all this stuff together. Do some discs. Cool. Stack it. It's like a wobbly cake again. Alright, so I got 3 stacked, and now I'm gonna move on to doing the head. I set aside some dough earlier for the facial features, but this is gonna be the head. And we're gonna start off by making this weird little potato shape. Gonna carve in a mouth. So typically you see him with his mouth like super extended and open. So that's what we're gonna go for today. Kind of dig your fingers in there. And again, just make it as big as you want, whatever. We're gonna poke some eye holes. Kind of get them in there pretty deep. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. And now we're gonna move on to the inside of his mouth. So we're gonna grab some red dough and then tear off a little piece. Gonna get like a triangle shape that fits in the mouth. And then just plop it in there. Squish, squish, squish. Again, one of my favorite things about this build is that it's pretty easy. There's not too much pressure as to like make it look perfectly precise. So next we're gonna grab some yellow and make some eyeballs. So his eyes are pretty small, so just go ahead and roll as much dough as you want for them and then just make sure that they fit inside the hole. Alright, so once you got your eyeballs the right size, just plop them in there. And then we're gonna grab some black dough and make the pupils, I don't know. The black part. So I build pretty quickly, but if you guys are trying to follow along, try to store your dough because I'm using just a little bit of black on this. It'd be such a waste for the rest of it to dry up. So once you got the little black bits in there, you want to flatten them out a little bit. And now we're gonna make some yellowing teeth. So mix what's left of the yellow and the white. And then we're gonna do these candy corn shapes. Again, I'm not worrying too much about making them even because he's a gross little slime creature. So I only did 4 teeth, but you can give him as many teeth as you want. I'm gonna grab some more red dough next and make his tongue. So looking back, I think that this tongue looks really big, but that's fine. Make that little slice in there. Cool, it's gonna be sticking out. And then we're gonna stick the teeth in there. All askew. Cool, cool, cool. He looks gross. Now we're gonna make his facial features. We're gonna start with like his brow. So grab 2 like little balls about the same size and we're gonna make little snakes and put them on his face. Cool, cool, cool. That works. So he's very expressive, so go ahead and exaggerate like all of these features. We're gonna do the nose next and just kind of plop a little teardrop in there. Then we're gonna grab the knife and with the back end of it just carve in the little nostrils. And then the last thing we're gonna do is make some cheeks. So we're gonna make these little like moon shapes. And then just kind of blend them into the face right there. He's got those high cheekbones. And that looks pretty good. So we're gonna grab whatever is left of the dough and just add that to the body. So he's like a weird, ugly caterpillar thing. There we go. And then we just stick on the arms and we are all set. And see, by this point, the arms are kind of locked in place, so you can kind of put them in whatever direction you want. Ta-da! And that's Slimer from Ghostbusters. Thanks for watching. Remember, we do this every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe. Also, let us know what you want me to build next week.